What's up YouTube? Today I am showing you how to turn numbers which are greater than 1 into standard form. If you do it my way, you will never ever get it wrong. Step 1, check, is there a decimal in the number? In this one, there isn't. So you put 0.0. If there is, move on to step 2. 71592, is there a number with a decimal point? There isn't, so 0.0. 3, can we see a decimal point? No, so put in 0.0. Take the first number, 2, and then you do point the rest of the number, so 0.384. Times it by 10 and count how many numbers are there between your first number and your decimal point. 1, 2, 3. So to the power of 3. 1, 2, 3 numbers between your first number and your decimal point. 71592. Take the first number, 7. Rest of the number after a decimal point. 1592. 1592. You times it by 10. How many numbers are between our first number and our decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one here, what's our first number? 3. What's the rest of the number? There isn't, so we can leave it. How many numbers between 3 and our decimal point? No numbers. So times 10 to the power of 0. Some more examples now. 3826. There's no decimal place. Put one in. 0.0. Our first number, 3. 0.826. Fill out the rest of the number. 826. Always times it by 10. How many numbers between 3 and the decimal place? 1, 2, 3 times 10 to the power of 3. This one here, there is a decimal place. We don't need to add the 0.0. Our first number, 1, decimal place, and then the rest of the numbers, 0, 4, 1, 4. Include every number after the 1. Always times 10. How many numbers between 1 and the decimal place? 1, 2, so times 10 to the power of 2. You'll always get it right if you do it like this. What's our first number? 1. Point, write out the rest of the number. 95001. Times 10. How many numbers between 1 and the decimal place? 1, 2, so times 10 to the power of 2. More examples now. Okay, this question here, there's no decimal point, so we need to put one in. 0.0. What's our first number? 3. Everything else after the 3, after the decimal point, so it's 8400. How many numbers between our first number and our decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 10 to the power of 4. This one here, there is a decimal. So it's 8, our first number, 0.0412. 0412 times 10 to the power of how many numbers between our first number and our decimal place? 1, 2, 3 times 10 to the power of 3. This one here, what's our first number? 3. What numbers come after it? 0.001. Times 10, how many numbers between our first number and our decimal place? 0. So times 10 to the power of 0. That's how we do it. Every single time, first number, decimal, the rest of the number, always times 10. And then to the power of the gap between your first number and the decimal place. How many numbers are there between your first number and your decimal place? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.